The following episode may contain inappropriate material. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to another episode of Mattalk. Unfortunately, I only watched half the episode and I was confused. I thought it was in a different season and I am not prepared for today's show.
But that's okay, Jason. That's okay because we're doing something different on this episode of Mattalk. We're going to do something a little bit, a little bit more unique. And hey, as I put it out there on the Mattalk Twitter and Facebook, you may like this, you may hate this episode, but we need your feedback. So if you listen to this episode and you go, never do this ever again, then we will respect your wishes. But if people say, hey, this was really fun, it was a unique look at Matlock, love to do it again, maybe in 3, 4, 5 months, great. But basically the point I'm saying is you got to let us know what you think. So I'll give a little bit of the scenario of how we're going to run things here. But before we do that, Jason, let's talk a little bit about what went on last weekend with you, myself, the rest of the three geeks, the dudes from FSF Popcast. How'd you like Monroe, Michigan, and the Monroe Pop Fest?
That convention, man, it gets better. The convention's always great. We get better every time we're there. Everything we do just improves so much. And this time was just awesome. So many people were coming out to the panels. We did off the cuff costume contest that we'll be more prepared for next year. And it was fun.
I also agree with you about the Monroe Pop Fest. Every year, the convention itself is awesome. We've gotten better and better since a couple of years ago when we started doing the panels up there. I really had a blast doing the wrestling trivia that I hosted on Friday night. I thought that was great, and I think a lot of people enjoyed that, especially if you were a hardcore wrestling fan. There were a few folks there that weren't hardcore wrestling fans and were passive fans, but nonetheless, we had a good time. Turn around to Saturday, we had a lot of other great panels going on. In fact, I really enjoyed, even though it was kind of very unstructured, the last panel of, I think we could just call it Talking Nerdy, and just sitting there and talking about how much we appreciate the Monroe Pop Fest and how much we look forward to it every year. And it's a great show. If you are anywhere near Monroe, Michigan, which is the southernmost point of Michigan before you go over to the border to Ohio, if you're anywhere near Monroe, you need to come to this con. I mean, seriously, it's coming back next year. It's got its old name back. I don't know what the story is there, but so it's going to be the Monroe Comic Con, no longer the Monroe Pop Fest, and looking forward to it. So, Jason, any other things you want to talk about real quick?
No, except for this morning, I started watching the episode that I thought we were reviewing today, and I got halfway through it, and I texted John. I'm like, I don't think I'm watching the right season. This episode has Tyler Hudson in it. And then John goes, we're not watching an episode today. We're doing something different. And I'm like, this already weird Mattalk that I knew we were getting into with Tyler Hudson just randomly appearing in season 4 was going to get even weirder. So I am here and ready for it.
All right. Well, wait, I looked it up. The reason why you're seeing that Tyler Hudson episode was they shot the episodes for season 4 in a different order than they played on NBC. That was supposed to be like episode 3 or 4, and it ends up being 14 or 15. So they showed them out of a different order, which I don't know if that really matters because, they're all self-contained except for if they're a two-parter. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do. Jason doesn't have much of an idea of what we're going to jump into. I just kind of gave him the framework for it. So what we're going to look at other people reviewing Matlock. All right. I borrowed this from a couple of other podcasts who sometimes we'll take a look at Yelp reviews or Amazon reviews and make fun of the ones that are kind of ridiculous. So we're going to do kind of the same thing. But before we do that, Jason, in all honesty, when you are buying something or going out to dinner or whatnot, how much attention do you pay when you see a Yelp review of that restaurant or that place or that thing that you're buying, or an Amazon review? Do you put a lot of stock in that opinion or no?
I don't look at Yelp reviews. Behind the curtains, I used to be a part of a game store, and Yelp will hide positive reviews to get you to pay.
Really?
So, yeah. So I don't look at Yelp. I will occasionally look at, there's a few things I will look at, like Google, but for the most part, I just take word of mouth when I go out looking at places. John's making a note of this. Yelp hides reviews.
No, that's something I did not know. Wow. Okay. You know what? We're going to be like Yelp too, because I'm bearing all the good reviews. We are going to take a look at 5 reviews that I've selected that are, well, ridiculous. So, Jason, shall we dive into this?
We shall, my friend. We shall.
All right, here we go. Jason, our first review that we're going to take a look at, and I pulled these from Amazon, from Google reviews, and even one that I believe was called from Common Sense Media. So that's where these are all coming from. So let's start with one that gives 3 stars to Matlock. Sheriff Taylor goes to law school. Typical yarn about a whimsical lawyer who is a wannabe Perry Mason. Plots were pretty much predictable. Acting was so-so at best, but considering how awful other programs were during this time period, I loved it as feel-good TV. Mostly for the people who like the Andy Griffith Show. Only this time, Matlock didn't wear a badge. I think there's some grammatical errors in this review, but all right. So, what do you think, Jason? Let's pick this one apart. What strikes you as correct? Maybe something you disagree with, or whatnot?
Is there an episode this review is attached to?
No, this is the overall series.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean, the acting in the series it's fine. I don't understand why he'd poke at that, or they would poke at that.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, a woman could have wrote this. I don't remember. I took names off, so I don't remember. But go ahead.
I mean, it's not an awful review.
I don't like the thing wannabe Perry Mason. I didn't like that comment. You shut your mouth. All right, Perry Mason, totally different vibe to it, man.
And to be fair, like any lawyer show post Perry Mason is all chasing Perry Mason.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at or what show it is.
Law and Order is technically a Perry Mason wannabe. Like, let's all just calm down.
Yeah, absolutely on that one. So okay, this one, I don't know. I think the acting is pretty good most of the time, and I don't know if just by saying that most of the other things that were on TV were awful, so this was feel good TV. I don't know about that. I mean, there was a lot of great shows in the 80s, in the 90s.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another 3-star review. Okay. All right, here we go. It was good until season 7. All the changes of the cast, they say it was because it was always Griffith and almost nothing the other actors. The best were the 2 PIs and Nancy Thomas and Don Knotts. When they changed to put Billy and the new daughter, ugh.
I can't comment on this because I don't know. I don't have context for that. Like, I can imagine what's going to happen once, Conrad and Michelle are gone, because they're going to be on it for quite a while now. I mean, we're with them for the most that we've been with any other characters. And we know the reason that they don't come back is because they moved the show to a different filming area. But yeah, I can't comment too much because I don't have context as to what happens after season 7. But does Don Knotts go away in season 7?
Yeah, Don Knotts is gone by then. I think Don Knotts, if I remember correctly, I think he leaves right before season 6, I think. I'm double checking that real quick. Hey, did you know that Don Knotts was born in Morgantown, West Virginia?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Matlock, he was on till 92. So that would be that would be the 6th episode, 6th season, I believe. 6. That would be, yeah, there you go. 6th season would be it. So Don Knotts is with us till the 6th season. But I haven't finished yet. I haven't. I know we interrupted with the comment, which is great, but All right, let me pick up with the rest of this. Billy was stupid. The daughter insufferable. Besides, the same actress was a client who tried to make a pass on the old geezer only a few episodes back. And the plots suddenly were idiotic. Obviously, they changed someone in the crew of writers or something else happened. It looked more like a farce. It was never about credibility because it was just a TV show. But this time, I jumped parts because I felt my neurons were trying to commit suicide out of boredom and disgust over losing time. Let me explain. This person gave it 3 stars. That's not a 3-star review, is it?
No, it sounds a lot meaner.
Yeah, I know. This person, they don't understand how this works. I don't think.
I know, but he mentioned Billy again, so maybe just season 7 just really offended him.
I don't know. I mean, and then he's talking about, of course, Bryn Thayer being the daughter, and yes, she was used earlier on as another character, which I know I complain about. I know that, but man, oh man, and again, more grammatical errors from these people. Clearly, I think this doesn't hold water for me because, again, this is not a 3-star review. I think the first one we did, that's a 3-star review. It gave you some of the positives, some of the negatives, but this one seems to be nothing but negativity all the way around.
Yeah, no, they hated it.
All right, let's move on to a 4-star review. Okay, now I know what you're thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute, 4 stars. Well, you wait till you hear this 4-star review. All right, again, I think it's somebody that doesn't know the concept of ratings. 4 stars, an old-fashioned crime show. This is a great court drama about a defense lawyer named Ben Matlock. He may be a little grumpy and charges $100,000 for a case, but he's worth every penny. The language is extremely tame compared to the crime shows of today. The only words that are used regularly are hell and damn. The violence is a little bloody, but it's never gratuitous. Sorry, I have to laugh because here comes the icing on the cake on this one. My only real concern is the sexual content of some episodes. One episode takes place in a strip club. In another episode, a man is passionately kissing a woman, and later, again, more grammatical errors, and later are shown in bed together.
What? No.
And so on. The innocent are exonerated and the guilty are punished. Although this is a tame crime show, most kids won't be interested in this show. I disagree with that, sir or ma'am. So simply put, almost anyone that would want to see it can see it. Just be warned of the occasional sexual content. All right, what do you say on this one, Jason?
Really? Like, really? I don't know that the sexual content is that bad.
I think it's very tame as well.
It's not bad to me. Like, maybe if you were watching this in 1962, like maybe if you picked up the episode and went back in time, but for the 90s, it's like this is when NYPD Blue was on the air. Like, let's just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, you were seeing Sipowicz' butt on that.
And we'd already gotten past Three's Company. Three's Company had a lot more sexual content on it than Matlock did. Like, maybe people in the audience agree with this review, but I just don't see it. Maybe I'm desensitized because of my generation, but...
Wait a minute. Time out. Three's Company had sexual content. Matlock has sexual content. Then we know who the connection is there. It's Don Knotts. It's all Don Knotts' fault.
Yeah, but I don't think Don Knotts was around for the strip club episode.
No, he wasn't. That's early on. In fact, I think that's season 1 or 2. But still,
I like that episode.
That episode was a fun one. Yeah, because it had the stripper that was accused of the murder, and she had the little kid that she was had him in the back, and I was like, why would you take your kid to the strip club? All right, here we go. Are you ready? No stars. I can't help thinking of Abraham, Grandpa Simpson, when I watch this show. It's the kind of show you would watch if you were stuck indoors on a cold winter day, or maybe if you were ill and were lying on the couch. Love the fashions from the time period. What do you think?
mean, that's pretty positive. Just kidding. I do think of Grandpa Simpson a lot when I watch this show, but not in a negative way. And this dude just needs to chill, like our lady or whoever. They just like there's nothing. The show is not bad. Like I don't understand.
It may not be your cup of tea, but it's not bad. Right. I look, here's the thing. If you were
It's probably
sick,
Max that made that review, wasn't it?
it was Max actually. No, I'm kidding. It's not Max, member of the Three Geeks podcast crew. No. Who by the way does tend to hate everything. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
most things.
Most things. Anyways, love you, Max. Anyways, he's not listening. Who are we kidding? Anywho, the look on your face says it all. Anyways, yeah, if you were stuck indoors on a cold winter day, throw a movie in. Like I'm sure you have movies laying around the house on VHS or DVD, right?
Yeah.
If this episode bothered you so much, so I don't know. All right, we have our last one, ladies and gentlemen, and this one is going to be a little bit of foreshadowing, Jason. Okay. All right, here we go. This person gives it a 1-star review. Show was terrible. Season 4, episode 14 was implausible, illogical, made no sense. Overly simplistic resolution, no tension. Villain gave herself away. Matlock's assistants made conclusions in court that never would have been admissible. Bad acting by all characters, just plain dumb show. How did this stay on the air for 9 years?
Listen, you're basing the show on one episode like that. You're only upset about episode 14, which we haven't even gotten to yet. So I don't know. The first half I watched seemed fine. Spoiler alert. Like I don't know. People just like to be mean online.
Well, okay, and I do think he or she has a valid point that they made conclusions in court that would never have been admissible. We've talked about that, but look, it is a TV show. You mentioned Law and Order. Law and Order doesn't follow the proper procedure. They certainly bend the rules on that show quite a bit. You would not get away with hardly any of the crap that the detectives get away with on Law and Order. So
on a lot of the cop shows, like
yeah,
just
right,
chill.
Absolutely, I give you that. So I think what we should do, since season 4, episode 14, which is The Witness, the one that you asked about, is going to be the next episode up. I think we're going to have to revisit this individual's 1-star review.
Yeah, we should definitely.
Yes, most definitely.
See if we agree with it.
See, indeed, will our gavel system ring true?
Yeah.
There we go. There's the ultimate test for our gavel system. All right, so folks, before we start, like, kind of just starting to wrap things up and have a little more witty banter, Jason, what are you watching? Anything noteworthy?
Yeah, I've been watching Murder in the First. It's a show on Hulu. I think it was on TBS when it initially aired. It's 3 seasons long. It's pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. It's a good cop show.
Who is in that?
God, what is the dude's name? James Cromwell plays a lawyer on it. Freaking love that guy as an actor. Long way from Revenge of the Nerds.
Taye Diggs is in it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
really good. Really, really, really good. Really good, well written, I think, too, because the second season involves a school shooting, and the way that they can flip it and kind of make you feel sorry for one of the shooters, I think it's just really good writing. So, yeah, I think it's a good show, so I would definitely check it out.
Can I interject for a minute?
Yeah.
There's a movie from a couple of years ago that was amazing, that dealt with the horrible subject of school shootings. It's called Mass, and it stars Martha Plimpton, Jason Isaacs. Oh, it's fantastic. It's about basically you get these two couples go to a church to kind of wrap up like a therapy session. And you're like, all you can figure out is that there's a tragedy that has happened to one of these families. And the other family is their child had something to do with the tragedy. And about midway through, you figure it out. They're like, holy shit, they're talking about a school shooting. And the way in which the movie portrays the shooter's family was really interesting because I don't think when we hear a horrible, horrible situation like this, right? We don't think about like the shooter's family. Like think about the turmoil that they go through after the event happens. And this movie tackles it. Like your son is the reason why 6 kids are dead. You are the pariah of the neighborhood, and what, those folks have to deal with, because we don't think about that. We just think about, as rightfully so, we should think about the victims. But it's a really good movie. It's from 2021. Mass. I mean, it's not happy. There ain't nothing happy about it. I'll tell you that right now. But it's a damn good movie.
Plimpton's a good actress. She's like definitely coming to her own from the Goonies.
Yeah, absolutely. So anything else you watch besides Murder in the First?
No, not really. I need to watch all my nerd shows. I've not really done that. I need to do that.
Yeah, same here. I haven't watched the new Star Wars one, Ahsoka. I haven't watched that yet. I wrapped up season 4 of Better Call Saul because I have 2 more seasons left to go. So I'm still enjoying that show. Although there was a little plot hole in season 4 where I was a little bit annoyed by, but it's not major, but it just annoyed me. And I just wrapped up Justified, City Primeval, which I thought was good. It wasn't as good as the original series, but I think the big surprise ending will lead to obviously another series, and it should be pretty darn interesting. So that's all I'm watching right now. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, before we start talking about our own independent podcasting projects, we need to let you know where you can get in touch with us because, as I said at the beginning, we're trying something new. This might be a tremendous flop. I don't know. We just wanted to try this. I talked Jason into doing this and say, hey, let's try something different. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, but let us know. Let us know so that we can, if you all liked it, maybe do another one of these, as I said, a few months from now. If you hated it, we're never going to do it again. All right? We're never going to do it again if you guys absolutely detest it. So, Jason, tell the folks where they can get in touch with us.
You can email us at benmattalk@gmail.com.
And you can find us on Facebook at Mattalk Podcast. And you can also find us on Twitter at Mattalk_podcast. Jason, what's going on with 3 Geeks Podcast?
We're back. We're live this Saturday at 7 p.m. Last week we talked about, or 2 days ago, we talked about the new Pepsi flavors. We're getting chocolate, graham cracker, and marshmallow Pepsi flavors individually so that you drink all 3 and it makes a s'more. We'll find out. And yeah, it sounds awful, but so much other stuff. We talked about Monroe and a lot of details. So come say hi.
By the way, can I just point something out? You had a grammatical error in your title, right?
What do you mean?
You had we 'RE are back. Well, are back. That's not correct, Jason.
Well, shit. Shoot.
Well, that's all right. I already said shit already. I'm sure the folks at home won't mind. Anyways, all right. As for me, you can of course check out the PVD Cast, which is my own personal podcasting project. It's available at pvdcast.com or wherever you find great podcasts. This week, right now, I'm talking with Ben and Craig, the co-chairs of the programming committee for the Cartoon Crossroads Columbus Festival, which is happening this weekend in Columbus, Ohio. It's a really cool event. Jason, have you ever checked out CXC, as the kids call it?
No.
You should, because it's free, man. That's right. It's FREE. It's free. It's taking place all around downtown Columbus, celebrating art, celebrating comics, celebrating cartoons, animation. There's things going on from when it starts on Thursday all the way through to Sunday, October the 1st. If you're interested, if you're listening to this and you're in a driving distance to Columbus, just check out cartooncrossroadscolumbus.org. The list of guests who are going to be there are there. And, of course, you can get the schedule for all the various different events that's going on and whatnot. So check it out. And check out the PVD Cast. Hear what Ben and Craig have to say about it. All right, Jason, are you ready to get on out of here?
I am.
All right, and then, as they say in court, nothing further. The following is a joint production of the Three Geek Podcast and John Orlando Enterprises, LLC. Copyright 2023.